For months now, I have been able to wake up early, and I have mastered the art of the CEO morning routine. And that is why you are still a peasant, low at the bottom, and I, of course, at the top. But because I'm so giving and caring to my community, I am willing to share this sacred knowledge with you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And all you have to do is watch. So take your hands off your phone. Take the hands of the keyboard. Look straight into my eyes. And let us begin this beautiful journey together. You're welcome for that little beautiful intro right there. But in all seriousness, I've mentioned before in my dopamine detox video that I used to really just stay up very late into the nights, and I woke up sleep deprived and I had no energy for the remainder of the day, like absolutely none of it. And actually, when I started my self-improvement journey, one of the first things I did, besides putting away my phone, was establishing a morning routine. That is actually the first self-improvement area that I focus on. It was a very simple and basic morning routine, but of course, as the months went by, I've evolved in my morning routine, and I've made my morning routine as scientifically, so that it objectively good as possible. So I've implemented a lot of science into this. A lot of science you can find from Andrew Huberman. A lot of it is inspired by Andrew Huberman, but also other creators or people such as Wim Hof, for example, is just another one on the list. And I really do believe that a morning routine is very important, because the morning routine, the morning is your keystone of the day. It's your cornerstone of the day. If you fail your morning, you kind of fuck up the rest of your day. If you fail your morning routine, it's like, I failed my morning routine, so there's no point in me doing anything else today. It's like, okay, fuck, I didn't meditate, so now my morning routine is fucked up. So now I guess I'll just go watch Netflix for the rest of the day, because there's no point in me trying to continue my routine if I failed this part already. It's water. Yeah. I don't know why I said that. It's water. Okay. So, to optimize your corners of the day, I want that you have a morning routine that is as optimal as possible, and it includes areas that will give you energy for the remainder of the day, but you can also stay consistent in them, because a morning routine that's too complicated, you will probably fail in. A morning routine that's too easy, that doesn't really matter. You can choose what you really want to implement of these, but I'm going to give them in an order that you can perfectly implement altogether, but you can also just take 2 or 1 out of them. But for the most optimal morning that really just takes an hour to complete, you should implement all of this. No worries, it's not like this typical CEO morning routine that's like 6 hours long. I wake up at 3 a.m. and I go to the gym for 1 hour, I drink for 1 hour, I eat for 1 hour, and then I go sleep for another 2 hours and wake up again. Now it's 6 a.m. and I've been doing my morning routine for 3 hours. This is how I've become a CEO of 3 companies. It's nothing like that. I'm going to just get straight into it. So first of all, there are going to be clips. Beautiful. So let us calm down a bit and let us enter the night. Starting off with the night. So what you want to do is get 8 hours of sleep. Now this is not the same as just going to bed and having 8 hours of bedtime, because bedtime is not the same as sleep. Generally, out of those 8 hours that you're in bed, you will only sleep 7 hours. So what you want to do is have a bedtime of 9 hours so that you can actually get 8 hours of sleep. So you'll always have a 9-hour window to sleep in. This is, for example, that you go to sleep at 9 o'clock and you'd wake up at 6 o'clock. Or you go to sleep at 10 o'clock and you wake up at 7 o'clock. Now you can, of course, it doesn't have to be exactly 6 hours. Some people need even longer than this. Some people will have a bad night of sleep and they want to stay in bed even longer. So if that's the case and you're really a heavy sleeper, experiment a bit with this. You can go to sleep at 9 o'clock and wake up at 7. There's really no problem with this. Some people will try and go to sleep at 9 and wake up at 6, but they're still too tired at 6 o'clock, so they'll wake up at 7 o'clock. But now your entire day is ruined because you just failed your morning routine. And that's the scenario I just discussed, where you just have the feeling that you don't want to do anything for the remainder of the day because you already failed the most crucial part. Even though there would have been no problem with your routine if you just gone to sleep at 9 and woken up at 7. Because now your routine is based around waking up at 7. So experiment a bit with this. Experiment which time is best for you to wake up when you're really ready to wake up. And it also needs a bit of willpower, of course. Now, for waking up, you need an alarm. I don't recommend using the typical phone alarm because they are just the most cancerous sound on earth. What I recommend is using an app called Sleep Cycle. Now, Sleep Cycle is an app that actually wakes you up half an hour in advance, and the alarm starts going off by the time you're already awake. So by the time that that the app notices it works on sound. So the app hears that you're actually already moving around a lot, which is a sign you've woken up. The alarm will already go off. Another tip is to put the alarm as far away as possible because we're lazy fucking bastards, okay? If you put that thing right next to you, you'll just hit the snooze button. Don't lie to me, don't lie to yourself. You'll just hit that snooze button. Don't even put it like in your... Sometimes we underestimate how lazy we are, so you might just put it a bit further away than right next to you, but you'll just wake up, walk to your phone, hit the snooze button, and go back to bed. You're a lazy fuck, so you need to put it far, far away. So by the time you already hit snooze, you're up anyways, so might as well start your morning routine. Now, I'm not going to talk about how to make your sleep optimal, but I'm just going to give you one tip. Before going to sleep, don't use blue light because that will keep you up longer and your sleep will be worse. When waking up, we don't want to use any phones. So the same for before going to bed. You don't want to use any device after you wake up straight away. You can use it within an hour maybe, or 1 hour 30 minutes, but not straight away. This blue light is very bad for your eyes first thing in the morning, and you might just honestly stay on your phone because you've woken up with the phone in your face. So what you want to do is, once you've hit the snooze button, leave the phone there and start your morning routine. Now we're going to go into the activities that you're going to do in the morning routine. So the first activity that we're going to do is you're going to grab a good cold shower. Now when going to a cold shower, you don't go in cold straight away, because if you go in cold straight away, you're going to have to hype yourself up in the morning, and that's already going to sap away a bit of your brain power and a bit of your brain points first thing in the morning, and that's what we want to absolutely avoid. So don't go into the shower cold. Go into the shower with hot water. So first go in hot for 2 minutes. This will open up your pores and is good for your skin. And then slowly but surely turn the water to a more colder setting. And when you get out, you will instantly feel more energized. This is because of the dopamine rush this cold shower gives you. And this dopamine rush will actually last throughout the day. That's the power of the cold shower. That rhymes once again. So this cold shower will instantly energize you. Sleeping kind of resets your energy. So you go to bed with zero energy and you wake up with not that much energy either. A bit later you'll have a lot of energy, but right now you don't. And this cold shower is to really wake you up and give you that energy boost. If there's any activity out of this one list that you should implement, it's a cold shower. Because a cold shower has quite literally just given me a more beautiful outlook on life. After a cold shower, everything looks more beautiful. I'm not lying. After a cold shower, everything just feels better, looks better, and feels nicer. I have the willpower to do basically anything after a cold shower. That is how powerful that is. So if there's any one activity out of this whole list that you should do, it's a cold shower. If you're not going to do anything else, do this one activity. Now, one thing I should have mentioned is keep a bottle of water next to your bed when you wake up, because when we wake up, our throats can be very dry and you might be, a bit dehydrated. So have a big bottle of water next to you, next to your bed. Wake up and take a few sips. Sips. Then, straight away after our cold shower, I recommend instantly brushing your teeth. Brush your teeth, but don't just brush your teeth. Be sure to brush your tongue as well, because the tongue is actually where the bad breath comes from. Bad breath stems from the tongue, from the back of the tongue. So that's why if you look at your tongue and you stick it out, it seems like kind of yellowy. Be sure to scrub that away every single morning, with or without toothpaste. Either is fine. Just make sure to scrub that away. So after brushing your teeth and your tongue, you're basically done in the bathroom. You've taken your cold shower, you've brushed your teeth and your tongue. Now it's time to move on to activities in your room. So we'll go straight to organization. Now with organization, you're just gonna make your bed, put on some clothes, or don't, because you're gonna have to exercise later on, but of course that's later in the video. So make your bed. Making your bed is very good for building habits, because it's always a nice feeling that you just make your bed and you go, and in the evening when you're going to bed, you can go to bed in a already made bed for you. It's always a nice feeling, and it just builds habit and discipline. It's a small habit, but it's small habits that build big habits. So after making our bed, we want to exercise a bit. So exercising is really good. Just get the blood flowing. You might think, but I just showered. What's the point of showering if I'm going to exercise now? The point of showering was never to shower in like actually, I'm going to be clean. I'm going to smell so good. That was never the point of the shower. The point of the shower was just to give you that cold shock and have you get that energy for the rest of the day. Now, one thing I should mention for exercising and for a morning routine in general, you should around here, by the time you're exercising, the sun should be up. But anytime in this morning routine the sun is up, if it's within 1 hour of you waking up, be sure to go outside and look into the sun. Actually look straight into the sun. This is to have your circadian rhythm aligned. So this will ensure that you'll wake up at the same time every day. So be sure to do that. That's something Andrew Huberman mentions as well. And the cold shower, of course, is Wim Hof. So go outside, look straight into the sun, stay outside for a bit, maybe even exercise outside. If it's cold outside, that is even better, because that's a Wim Hof technique as well, to get the blood flow going even more. But look into the sun, be outside a bit, and that's really good for circadian rhythm, which will ensure you wake up the same time next day. So with exercising, do exercise that focus on muscle groups that you don't normally target, such as abs, forearms, neck, stuff like that. So stuff you normally don't exercise for, you normally don't do anything for, they're quite underdeveloped. Develop them in the morning. So after exercising, now that we've, the blood's flowing and all that, we want to calm down instantly, and we want to do an activity that's, of course, meditating. Now, with meditating, this is the only time in your morning routine you're allowed to have your phone, because you could have guided meditation. I, for example, use the app Medito, and so do some guided meditation for, I'd say 5 to 10 minutes every day at least. That should be your aim, 5 to 10 minutes of meditation each morning, and this is the perfect time to build meditation as a habit. I also want to explain the process of meditation very quickly to you, because a lot of people seem to struggle with this. So there is a 4-step process when it comes down to meditation. So the first step of the process is, we're just going to do together. So the first step of the process is you focus on your breath. So you close your eyes and you focus on something. This can be the sounds around you, or your bodily sensations, or your breath. Just something in the present moment to focus on. Even in a body part, you can just focus for example, on the tip of your nose, and just focus on that point. So you have focus on something. The second step is that you lose focus. Now, a lot of people will struggle here, and they will blame, and they will get angry, and they will like, fuck, shit, god damn it, I couldn't focus for that long, I failed meditation, so they will get angry at this. This is all part of the process. Don't get angry. This is part of meditation. So instead of getting angry at yourself for losing focus, instead just realize, this is the third step, realizing that you've lost focus. And in the fourth step, you just refocus on whatever you were focusing on. So that's the 4-step process. So you focus, you lose focus, you realize that you're losing focus, and you refocus. And the cycle continues. So that's the 4-step process of meditation. Next up, we want to read. Now, reading doesn't mean ebooks and audiobooks, those don't count. I actually mean like real fucking books. Most of the time, self-improvement books. Don't read like fucking Harry Potter and 50 Shades of Grey. Read like books that will benefit you. This is the only time during the day that your mind isn't racing, because you just meditated as well. So this is the perfect time to absorb more information and read. After that, you want to journal and recheck your goals. So don't plan the rest of your day. You should have planned your day the day beforehand, because this once again will take away too much of your brain points. But by journaling, just write down a few things you're grateful for. Do some gratitude journaling. Either write down one thing you're grateful for and give a proper explanation, or write down 3 things that you're grateful for without an explanation. You can also journal that besides meditation. That's also very helpful for tackling problems that you might have, and these will hopefully shine light and clear these problems from your mind. During the journal section, you also want to check your goals if you have goals. If you don't have goals, watch my dopamine detox video. This will help you get your goals and find your goals, but I'll also make a future video about finding goals. So you want to recheck your goals, get that shit in your brain like a mental little freak, like obsess over these goals, like, oh, I'm gonna be Hokage, like Naruto, just obsess over these things, and you have to know them by heart. So this is the time to recheck your goals, look at your goals very nicely, and note that while doing all of this, you're not eating, you're intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is very good for focus and your concentration, because you have this urge to eat, and you will work harder if you have this feeling that you need to eat. This will improve your productivity and focus. So while intermittent fasting, you only want to drink water or protein shakes. Optimal intermittent fasting, you take protein in every 4 hours or so, but you can also just drink water. Delay your breakfast until like 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. 12 p.m. That you want to, stretch out or delay your breakfast until that time, and then you can enjoy yourself with whatever the fuck you're going to put in your mouth. So after watching this video, I hope you now have an idea of what you should make your own CEO morning routine like a bit, and you have more knowledge about a morning routine yourself. I really recommend doing this type of morning routine, because up until now it's really energized me for the rest of the day and has made me more productive up until now, as it combines all elements that will make you productive throughout the day. Thank you for watching. This was Tempest Vanguard once again, signing off. Also, if you want to see, instead of just my morning routine, but also want to see my entire daily routine, I have a second channel called Tempe's God Journey, where I just now have a new format where I go through my entire day, and I show clips of it and stuff like that, and at the end of the day I'll go to my journal, and you'll help me stay accountable for my stuff. You can also use my name, so @Tempest Vanguard, and use that in your title, so you can do this journey together with me.